Commissioner Serino.
Here.
Commissioner Young. Commissioner Hamercheck.
Here. Now that we're all turning our microphones on, that always helps too.
Everybody up in the room.
Yeah, the only person who thought enough to turn their microphone on ahead of time. Thank you, Jennifer. Setting the standard as always. We have before us the meeting minutes of the regular meeting of December 17th. Do we have a motion to approve same with waiving the reading thereof?
So moved.
Second. Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes. And poor Mike over there getting his exercise. It looked like he was doing jumping jacks to get my attention there, so. Hey, we're ending the year with a big smile. That's got to be worth something, folks, so there you go. Okay, do we have any adjacent public comments for us? Indicating none, thank you, and it does not appear we have anyone in the audience requesting to comment. So, Madam Clerk, if you would, moving on to resolutions, please.
In the Utilities Department, resolution approving final estimate number 2, release of retainage in the amount of $9,438.80 with Woodford Excavating and accepting a 3-year maintenance bond in the amount of $22,911.25 for Cell C4 Phase 6 Expansion Part A South Access Road Construction Project 421L for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to adopt.
Second.
And discussion. Randy, did you want to give us a little bit of background on that?
Sure. This is the first project as part of our most recent expansion is now wrapped up. It's an access road to be able to the garbage trucks will be able to now dump into the newer part as we can do the expansion on the east side of the cell.
Very good. Thank you, sir. If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Resolution certifying unpaid sewer and water sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to adopt.
Second. Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
And Job and Family Services Department, resolution authorizing the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services Child Support Enforcement Division to enter into a 4D service contract with the Lake County Domestic Relations Court for child support services effective January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
Move to adopt. Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services Child Support Enforcement Division to enter into a 4D service contract with the Lake County prosecutors for child support services effective January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
Move to adopt.
Second. Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services Child Support Enforcement Division to enter into a 4D service contract with the Lake County Juvenile Court for child support services effective January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
Move to adopt.
Second. Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of a contract with EC America Incorporated, procured through IMEX Group Incorporated on behalf of Job and Family Services for Coursera, an online training platform, in an amount not to exceed $54,904.50.
Move to adopt.
Second. And I believe you'd care to speak, Peter?
Thank you, Commissioner. This is just a contract. We are purchasing through MX Group, which is a government procurement provider for Coursera. We provided this software for free for 2019 through a grant, and then we are then using a different grant from the state of Ohio to pay for the $54,000, so it won't be coming out of the WIO general operating, and we'll have it for a year.
And you're very satisfied with the results you're getting from the program?
Yes, so we had 138 people use the software this year, So we're purchasing 150 licenses for 2020, seeing we'll have it for about 4 months longer. And more than 150 people can use the licenses. We could redistribute them once they complete a class. So more than 150 people could eventually use this.
Okay, so as we all know, free is good, but effective is better.
Yep.
So you would say the program's effective, we're getting some great participation based on numbers
Sure.
you just shared.
Absolutely.
Success rate, pretty good?
Yep, success rate's pretty good. We have mostly everyone who's been on the software now has completed it. I would say we're about at 70% completion right now. They have until the 31st to complete, which is a pretty good completion percentage. A lot of the classes were, Lean Six Sigma, digital design, manufacturing. A couple were taking, it was basically an English as a second language. So, a lot of our Hispanic population was definitely using it, so they're able to communicate better at work as well. So we opened up to employers too, so people who are working were using this as well. So this time we'll open it back up. We'll probably just keep the people who are those who are unemployed right now, who need it almost immediately to get back in the workforce, and then we'll open it back up to employers probably once we see how many people are using it.
So this is a value of, it's mid-tier, upper tier, it's geared towards the needs of our employers?
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of them have used it, like I said, for a lot of our manufacturers use it for the Lean Six Sigma yellow belt to get their employees trained on that so they can move up. Opens up an entry-level job for us that we can fill through people in our system.
Okay, and it's sad, but it's also comforting to hear that we're not getting 100% pass rate, which says there's clearly some meat to this.
Yes.
So the 70% that is passing, that's great. The 30% that's not passing, are we circling back and doing anything?
Yes. So those who signed up, we circle back with them, making sure they're keeping up with it. Some just over-applied, so you can apply for, when we use this free version, you can apply for as many classes as possible. So a lot of them applied for like 3 classes, they completed 2, and they haven't completed the 1 yet.
Okay.
So, which is for us, when we were getting it for free, we were okay with it. Now we're going to be doing more of a strict follow-up, working with the Ohio Means Jobs staff to help follow up and also make sure we're doing our due diligence, making sure they're going to complete it in the time we ask them to, since we are paying for it now.
Okay, so it's part of the learning curve for the applicants as well as for the organizations.
Absolutely.
Okay, good to know. Any further discussion, Tom?
Yeah, I have a question. Just for the folks at home that may not have background in this, how do they, someone comes to Jobs and Family Services, they get in contact with your organization. I guess Jobs and Family Services refers them over.
No, so we get a bunch of different referrals. So we've been doing radio ads that have been really successful here the past probably 6 months, as well as targeted Facebook ads that we've seen a ton of people calling us. So they'll call our hotline, 440-350-4000.
Okay.
Option 3, and then they can email us as well.
So then you determine what their interests are and what their aptitudes are.
Sure.
And then you offer this program to them.
Absolutely. So
And the program is geared for many different disciplines, a lot of different vocations.
Yes.
And they can pick. Now, let's say they pass the test or they complete the program successfully. What happens then? Are they referred to employers?
Sure. So our first priority when someone calls Ohio Means Jobs is to get them back in the workforce. So we see if they want to work with our business services team. That would help them match them with employees for open positions that they are currently. Could be resume help and things like that. If they want to get retrained, or we say, hey, it's probably best for you to get retrained in one of our in-demand jobs, we'll take them through the process. We'll obviously go through our due diligence, be them appropriate, enroll them into a training provider. So let's say it's Coursera. Once they complete it, we refer them back over to our business services team, who then help them update their resume and then attract them to employees that are looking for those type of jobs or in demand, and help them with interview skills and getting that job.
So if they successfully complete this, obviously they're not the same status as someone who just went through 2 years of training at Auburn for machining. But at least sends a signal to an employer that they have an interest, they have an aptitude, they're willing to work. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the presentation. If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement for stop-loss insurance with American Fidelity Assurance Company for the Lake County Government Self-Insured Medical Benefit Program effective January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
Move to adopt.
Second. And discussion. Joel, I believe you have something to add to this?
Sure, absolutely. Good morning, Commissioners. This is our annual renewal for our stop-loss coverage for our self-insured healthcare plan. We actually decided to increase our threshold from $300,000 to $350,000 for 2021. This will represent about $114,000 savings in anticipated premium we'll owe the company. So we're taking on a little more risk, keeping our basis down in our healthcare program. As always, we're fully insured and have our cash reserves on hand should those claims rise. But we overall, working with our consultants and discussions with myself and Mr. Matus, we thought this was the financial prudent play to make for 2021.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Further discussion, gentlemen?
No, sir.
None being heard. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate your time. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino. Yes. Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $757,742.80.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $2,591,547.13.
Move to adopt.
Second. Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution increasing and decreasing appropriations for various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to adopt.
Second. Discussion. None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Okay, this moves us to our departmental reports portion of our meeting. Randy, utilities.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just want to thank all of our employees who worked over the past weekend through the Christmas holiday and some of that nasty weather, making sure that the water and wastewater services were continuing for all of our citizens during the weekend and through the holidays, and also thanking all those that will be working over this weekend over the New Year's holiday. So I really appreciate that, and Happy New Year.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, and County Administrator. Jason, did you have anything you care to add today?
Good morning. Well, Randy beat me to it. I know in addition to our utilities guys, a lot of our B&G employees were out Christmas Eve, Christmas Day through the weekend, handling snow removal at some of our 24/7 facilities, being the jail, our courts, juvenile detention center, and EOC. So once again, another thank you to those young men and women and keeping us working while we're at home with our families. So thank you to them. Also, I want to thank and congratulate Commissioner Serino. It's been a privilege to work for you, under you, and learn your leadership style. And we're going to miss you, but we look forward to working with you in Columbus. So thank you on behalf of the staff.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you,
Very
Commissioner.
good. Thank you, sir. And although finance is not with us here today, I just want to emphasize what a fantastic job Mike Matus and the entire finance and budget team has done. It is comforting to talk to our colleagues throughout the state and hear just by comparison how well our finance team is functioning. There's a number of times they ask, how are you doing it? Well, you've got good people, and sometimes the best way to work with good people is just to stay the heck out of their way. And that's what we've done, and we've got a good team that we can trust, and they've been good stewards and shepherds, so we're blessed to have them. So I just want to thank Mr. Matus and his entire finance team for the efforts that they're doing on behalf of the people of Lake County. And to our clerk, Madam Clerk.
Yes, I too wanted to.
Now you forget to
Yeah,
turn
I
your
know,
microphone
right?
on?
Right?
Really?
I know. I was enthralled listening to your report, so I forgot to. But I also wanted to congratulate Commissioner Serino And appreciate working with him the last 4 years, and I know he's going to do great things for Lake County down in Columbus.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the next thing I wanted to say was our schedule. Our organizational meeting is going to be on Thursday, January 7th at 10 a.m. And then also on that day, Thursday, January 7th, will be our regular meeting, and that's going to be at 2 o'clock p.m.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and moving on to...
I'd like to say a little something. Just about Jerry's departure here. Jerry, you've been a mainstay for us. You've been a foundation. You've given us direction into areas that, at least for my part, I can say that I know nothing about. Financial areas in particular. You created the program where our communities got funding for very specific road projects and other sorts of things. That was a fantastic program, and you simply pulled that out of nothing. I'm not sure how you put all that together, but it was extremely well done. Perry Nuclear Plant. I know it's not looking particularly well right now, but without your efforts, we wouldn't have gotten to the point where it was. And it was certainly great for Lake County, or at least it would have been. So you're going to be a blessing in the Senate. And we're going to really, really miss you here. So best of luck to you, my friend. May God be with you. And it's been a real pleasure getting to know you better. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. You're very kind. You're very kind.
Okay, well, interesting clerk's report. Thank you, Ron.
I lost my way there.
That's okay. Well, you have another bite at the apple here when we get to old and new business, so yay. And we could even throw good of the order in there. So with that, moving on to legal, sir. You took your mask off, so this has got to be worth something.
I just want to say, Commissioner, on behalf of Lake County Prosecutor Charles Colson's office, we wish Commissioner Serino nothing but the best in his new role in the Ohio State Legislature.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to work with you guys.
Thank you, sir. Okay, this moves us now to our old business portion of the meeting. Do we have any old business to come before the board? Very good. Moving on to new business. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. If I could ask your indulgence for just a few minutes. As Commissioner Young mentioned, this is my last meeting. I think it's number 200 in the 4 years, or plus or minus one or two. It can only be plus, not minus.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah,
That's
better be
right.
to the plus side or we're in some
We
serious
have-
trouble.
Yeah, that's right. We have ORC issues. I'd just like to just make a few really brief comments here. First of all, I want to thank the voters of Lake County, who 4 years ago extended a very great privilege to me to become one of their commissioners. And unless you've been elected to public office, you may not really appreciate what a tremendous thing that is for the voters to show their confidence in electing you to a very trusted position that has so much responsibility relative to the good of the county. And so it's been a privilege for me to serve as commissioner for these 4 years. I want to thank my colleagues. John Hamercheck, we've served 4 years together, Ron the last 2 years. And it's been a great privilege to work with both of you. John, you have a lot of energy, and you probably work harder than any commissioner that we've had. You just jump on projects and stick with them. And that's a great talent to be able to have, and that will work for the benefit of Lake County, for sure. It has already, and it will in the next 4 years, I'm sure. Commissioner Young, you've done so much for Lake County in the surrounding areas in your time in the House of Representatives in Columbus, and you brought a different talent and experience to the commissioner's office. We all bring something different, I suppose. But you brought some Columbus experience and a lot of direction that has been beneficial to the voters just in 2 years, and I'm sure for the next 2 years in the balance of your term and beyond that, hopefully. But I also do want to point out, particularly for Commissioner Young, and I said this to him the other day, and he seemed to be taken back by it, but I'm going to say it again, that you have been a a great example of personal courage. I think people understand that you've had, because you've mentioned it in this meeting previously, that you've had some very significant health challenges, and it hasn't stopped you from participating, either by phone or in person. And a lot of people would not have been able to continue working during those conditions, and would not show the same courage that you did. So I want to tell you that personally, not as a commissioner, but personally, I hope the voters do appreciate the work that you've done in spite of some very difficult conditions. But I do want to thank you and congratulate you on the example of great courage that you have shown to us. So thank you. I also want to certainly point out this great staff that we have here. And while we don't have a big audience here right now because of the COVID restrictions, hopefully those that are streaming, viewing this meeting will appreciate that. You know, there's a lot of things that get done sort of in the background by the staff in the commissioner's office. And most of these people, the key people I want to talk about are present here at this meeting. Jason Boyd, our county administrator. Lake County is really very fortunate to have somebody of his experience and quality in his management style, basically running the day-to-day operations of our county. And for those of you who may not know, that's what the county manager does, is manage the day-to-day activities. The commissioners don't do that. But Jason brings a lot of great leadership and has made at least my 4 years significantly smoother than it might have been if we didn't have somebody at the helm running things on a day-to-day basis. Our two clerks, Jen Bell and Kathy Russo, have also, they're the ones doing a lot of the background work, not just weekly reading the resolutions, sometimes in their entirety, but they prepare everything, make sure that signatures are where they need to be. They corral us if we have missed signing something when we should have. Sometimes they're even nice about reminding us that we need to sign things. But they are really getting the job done, keeping all the right records, keeping our calendars and so on. Just a lot of great work that is done. So thank you, and you're also been a lot of fun to work with. We've had a few laughs here and there, with all due respect. Mike Matus, who is not here, he might be streaming, as Commissioner Hamercheck mentioned. Mike has done is a great financial manager for the county. Knows his stuff, knows how to find different ways of getting things done. You know, anybody can tell you exactly how everybody else does things, but it's a really unique person who can figure out some other way to do it that makes sense and that might be faster or cheaper, et cetera. And I know I can speak for my colleagues that we completely trust Mike with management of the finances of our county. And it's very complicated stuff, but Mike has his arms around it. Randy Roethlisberger, who is here, and I've had the opportunity to, or the situations where I've had to bring constituent issues to Randy's attention, whether it's individual residents or developers who are having difficulties with some aspect of their development and need some assistance. And he has always been Johnny on the spot, responding to businesses, developers, and residents very, very quickly and getting them resolved. I've never, not once, have I had a second callback from one of those people I referred to you. So that's a great signal to me. So thank you for your work, and please continue. Dave Hackman from the prosecutor's office has been a great colleague of ours here, and I've enjoyed working with you, Dave, and all of the others on the prosecutorial staff. You've given us good guidance, make sure that we did what we were supposed to do, and helped us through any number of legal issues that are in the normal course of business in the commissioner's office. So thank you for your time, and I certainly value our friendship as well. Joel DeMar, who runs our human resources activities and our benefits programs, has done a great job as well. A lot of experience that he brought to his job here, I value your friendship and your ability to take a little teasing, which we do from time to time. I know you're going to continue to contribute greatly to Lake County. I want to thank Mike over in IT for putting on our meetings and streaming them and making sure we know when to turn our microphones on. Miss Clerk. And so many others that are not here, who are just doing a great job on behalf of the people of Lake County. And I can tell you, coming from the private sector, where, you know, I had a fair amount of experience in managing different functions and different people and so on. These are people, I think, as Commissioner Hamercheck mentioned, these are people that are so competent at their jobs that we can just let them do their jobs and not have to really worry about things. And as sort of senior managers, if you will, the commissioners need to be able to do that so we can focus on other things. This is a team that has gelled, I think, very, very nicely, and has made it relatively easy to be a commissioner in terms of the day-to-day things that go on here. Just some final comments. You know, one of the things I talked about when I was running for this office 4 years ago was the fact that many commissioners in the past kind of defined their job as commissioner based on what Ohio Revised Code basically has in the job description. And I made the point in the campaign, and I've felt this way afterwards, that that's not where the job of commissioner ends, it's where it starts. And I've tried to take that approach in the 4 years I've been your commissioner, and tried to jump in and help with things, whether it's the nuclear plant, which is still in discussions these days, unfortunately, whether it's solving and bringing Randy in to help solve the air quality issues in Paynesville Township. Our job as commissioners is to be problem solvers. And that's not necessarily in the job description, but if you want to serve the people that voted you into office and the people that paid the taxes, that's how we should do things here. So I appreciate those in Lake County who voted for me for the Senate, that are in the Senate District 18. I am looking forward to getting started there next week and getting to work, and certainly for the benefit of the people of Lake County, Geauga County, and Portage County as well. And again, thank you all for the opportunity, and I thank the voters for the privilege of being your commissioner for the last 4 years. Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, bless you, sir. Okay, I've got a few business things before I get to my singing my praises of Jerry here, so let me get these out of the way. Starting in January, we will be operating a new reverse 911 system. Rest assured that for January, we will be running dual systems so that if there is a problem with the new reverse 911 system, the old system will be in place and fully functional and maintained. There'll be a review period of about 3 to 6 months. After that, we'll be offering up all of the services for the new system to our local municipalities for their advantage and utilization as they may see fit. This is sad but good. We did bring online a warming center for our homeless this holiday season. The Code Blue conditions were met from Thursday to Saturday, and in good faith, I'm going to say, since our friend House Rep John Rogers took the time to visit our site with confidence, he and my colleagues and the other members of the Land Bank are offering to help with some financial assistance to the program. In good faith, our building is a grounds department. That team jumped on things, got the building ready to go, and as we all know, weather doesn't wait for particular time periods. So when the need came, we were ready to go. We weren't 100% fully fitted up, but we had enough in place to be able to make good use, and we had a safe and decent holiday for our homeless here in Lake County. So that warming shelter did its job. So I'm pleased to report that, and I thank both of you for working with me to get that stood up. I want to thank our County Administrator Jason Boyd. Good healthy degree of skepticism in the process, keeping us all honest, so to speak, and making sure we're checking off boxes. But it worked out extremely well, so I'm proud to make that report. And now I turn my attention to my dear colleague Jerry. So several people have seen the letters WJ, WJG. And ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wonder what that means, it means what Jerry wants, Jerry gets. Now, the key to success is to make sure it's something Jerry wants. Once you do that, life is easy. So, with that said, my dear friend, I pray that you take that same drive to Columbus with you, because it will not only serve the people of Lake County well, but the people of Ohio. Your drive, your passion, your commitment, your God-centered perspective, your servant's heart, those are things that not only serve you well, not only serve our community, but serve our Lord. Please continue on with that. You are what we need in Columbus. And candidly, I was saddened when you announced that you were looking forward, but that was selfish. I'm honored that you were successful in your efforts, and I'm excited for what this is going to be bringing to our state. So I give you high praise, and I thank you for your time here. It's been an honor to serve with you, and I continue to look forward to work with you as one of our senators. And with that, if there's nothing further to add, gentlemen, do we have any?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, sir. Jason, do we have any public comments? Indicating no public comments and no one in the audience. Okay, this brings us now to a request for an executive session. The purpose shall be security matters. No business will be conducted afterwards. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn for the
So moved.
Second.
discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you. This meeting stands adjourned to executive session as indicated. Thank you all.